Alrighty, Sagittarius night.
Do you vow to share with me, for better or worse, every joy and every sorrow of this life?
Alright.
Like I promised. I'll stand by your side.
What's it show her thighs? It shows her thighs a lot.
I vow to love you.
For a long time, there has been a custom in Senya's homeland where they offer brides to the Dragon King in order to avoid
I'm the husband.
calamity. After Senya's friend, whom she considered family, was offered as a sacrifice, she vowed to seek revenge against the Dragon King for demanding human sacrifices. 10 years later, Senya volunteers to be an offering herself and heads to the underwater palace as a bride for the Dragon King.
Is that her artifact? Wait, no, she doesn't get an artifact. She's an ML.
Star light elemental knight. She has
What was
high
that
health
art?
and can increase her health further through her imprint concentration.
Okay.
Skill 2.
Oh my god, this is... It was this Fire Emblem Heroes? And she is based halt. Okay, this is a lot. Increases max health by 10%. When health of the ally in the back row, except for the caster, is 50% or less after being attacked, dispels all debuffs from the caster and the ally in the back row, and activates Bridal Prayer. Can be activated once every 4 turns. Bridal Prayer grants a barrier to the caster and the ally in the back row for 2 turns, and grants Oath of Punishment to the caster for 2 turns before resetting skill cooldowns of the caster. Okay, cannot be affected by any debuffs or some harmful effects. Wow. After attacking on the bearer's turn, deals 2,500 fixed damage to the target. That sounds really insane.
Resolve. Tag. Dispels all debuffs from the caster and the ally.
Wait, that sounds kind of crazy?
Bridal Prayer grants a barrier to the caster.
Yeah, what are
and the
some
ally
harmful
in the back row
effects?
for
I don't know
2
what that
turns,
means.
And grants Oath of Punishment to the caster for 2 turns before resetting skill cooldowns of the caster. Barrier strength increases proportionally
Okay,
to
what
the
happens?
caster's max health. Oath of Punishment is an effect that makes the bearer unable to be affected by any debuffs and some harmful
That's a
effects.
big shield.
Also, after attacking on the bearer's turn, deals 2,500 fixed damage to the target. This effect can only be activated on
Senya, Karina, and ML Haste. Oh my god, use that with ML Haste. That's insane.
Overcoming hardship.
Okay, S3, 4 turn cooldown. Pierces through to attack the enemy and increases combat readiness to the caster and the ally in the back row by 30%. Penetrates the target's defense, but can't crit. Proportional to max HP. When they have Oath of Punishment, attacks all enemies. Okay, and they do 2,500 fixed damage to everybody. Wait, is this like... Is this broken? Wait a second. Hold up. Hold up. What is this?
Defense, but cannot trigger a critical hit. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. When the caster is granted Oath of Punishment, attacks all enemies.
Wait, I didn't need to see the damage again.
Increases damage dealt.
Wait, how much damage did that do? 13,000 damage in an AoE. That seems... I mean, they're on Prelude to a New Era, so that's 20% increased, but that seems pretty...
When the caster is
She's 37k HP. Wait, this kind of seems broken. Wait a minute, 3F. Is this character, like, busted? Wait a second. Is this character broken? Hold on.
Skill 1.
S1 increases speed.
Approaches and attacks
Okay,
the
so
enemies.
you go counter 3F.
Caster for 1 turn.
Or
Damage
Aureus
dealt
or
increases
something.
proportional to the caster's max health.
I'll stand by your side until
And she gets
death
10% increased HP on her
Sacrificial bride
passive.
Offered to the Dragon King. Players will be able to meet Dragon Bride Senya through the Mystic Summon starting May 23rd.
This seems kind of insane, actually. Is it the rise of standard play now? Blue hair draft? Wait. Let's see what happens here.
honor the futures that will never
This seems kind of wild. That's a pretty big shield, too. But she does have so much HP, it's understandable. Wait, so does he just debuff them anyways? It said some harmful effects. Bro, it just gets stripped? Wait, I thought you can't strip those types of buffs. Wait, hold up. Did that even do anything? Wait, is he gonna lose? Wait, what's going on here? This is a weird showcase. What is going on? Oh, only she gets it, not the back unit? Oh, yeah, you can't stop her. Yeah, you're right. It's not the back unit. So she's just like a nuke, though, when she gets her turn. She's not even that slow, overall. So, like, their whole team is basically dead. Senya's just gonna straight up solo this whole team. Is that what's happening? Is he just gonna solo?
You haven't heard of shadow elves. I'll be with you.
This is a weird match. Well, I guess they win. The reason she has 37,000 HP is because she gets 10% extra HP from her S2.
I vow to be your companion.
Okay, but all in all, if you put Karina in back, and you put Senya in the front, or like Bloodmoon Hasten in back, or something, I don't know, this can be kind of insane. This character has some crazy potential, I think. I'm really interested in how they work. I think this might be a super strong character for Standard versus Aggro and Cleave, which is the dominant thing right now. And also, for anyone who didn't see before, because you just came in, they are adding in World Arena ban protection. And let me just go over this real quick. So your third pick for each side cannot be banned now. And this is a super huge deal, I think, for the game just as a whole. Because all the time, if you picked just one tank or just one DPS or one debuffer or one cleanser, then you would potentially have to pick a second one to be able to actually fight against your opponent's team. Like, you know, 2 cleansers versus 1 debuffer. But now you don't have to do that. You could just have 1 cleanser right here. Or just your tank, or 1 DPS you pick right here with everyone else being supports. That's pretty insane. And it might actually give power to second pick as well, because first pick gets to choose, let's say, this one, then they get to pick those 2. Then first pick has to choose this, so they have to lock in their fixed unit. And then second pick gets to see that and go, oh, you know what? I'm going to lock this one in. So that's actually insanely strong and completely changes how the draft is. Just changes, like, honestly, everything about the draft. Like, this is the most, like, YouTube clickbait, this changes everything type of thing. Because it, like, actually changes just how you have to draft and play the game now. It's completely unique, and I don't think anyone would have expected this. But now, like, if there's a good enough support unit or tank unit or DPS that isn't, like, the first pick, but just as the core to your team, you take that right there. But imagine, I don't know, a character like Karina being right here, or Crimson Armin, or Laya, or, you know, so many characters like Mo Politis. Just a character your opponent knows they have to deal with. Because a lot of the time, in the middle of people's drafts, sometimes they'll pick their tank, and then the Cleave or aggro player just goes, I'm banning mitigation and rushing you down. But now they can't do that. Now you can actually just fix that unit there. I think this is really important and something people can't underrate. I'm really excited to see how this is actually going to pan out, though. It's super important. I think this is an amazing change, and maybe in the future we'll be like, God, I hate the World Arena ban protection. This is the worst thing ever. But I just think this is a good thing to test, especially during preseason, right? I think it's a really cool system. I think this is the exact type of thing we've needed, and the reason why characters like Laya exist is because they had to make a cleanser that does everything. Because if you had to pick 2 cleansers against 1 debuffer, they're like, okay, let's make a cleanser that also kills the opponent's entire team. So they had to make Laya. Because otherwise, if you had 2 cleansers and they had 1 debuffer, it's like, you know, that's kind of unfair. That's not very good, right? But now you could put your 1 cleanser there, and you don't need a character like Laya. You pick your 1 cleanser, and you're now safe from debuffs as long as you have a good enough one there, right? Yeah, third pick Knockwall or something could be so scary, right? Because now you know you're fighting that unit no matter what. You can't ban them, so now you have to pick your whole team around that. And it's the same for your opponent. They'll be like, oh crap, this unit's really good against my Knockwall. So now I have to draft my 2 last characters against that. So this actually changes completely how players have to approach the match, because you have to respect that third pick more than even the first or second picks. You just completely have to respect this. So Yeah, like if your opponent third picked Knockwall, then you could third pick Bunny Dominion, and they're like, oh crap, well, that completely screws me over. Or maybe they already picked Bunny Dominion, and then you pick Knockwall, and then it's like, oh, well, now I can't do that, so how am I going to fight this? So I really like this change. I think this is super interesting. I think Smallgate actually knocked it out of the park. This is more interesting than any balance change or new character they could possibly have implemented. TLDR, make the whales happy? Well, this isn't a whale thing. In fact, this actually adds more strategy to the game. So this is actually more of an anti-whale mechanic, all things considered. Because now you could pick something that is just a smart pick against the whale players. Like, honestly, even things like 15% of dual attacks, I've played against whales where I was going to beat them and then I lost to RNG, right? But adding more strategic elements to the game, I think is only a good thing for everybody. But maybe you're right. Maybe in the end, the players that spent a crap load of money and have insane units will get an advantage because they lock something and that like you can't possibly deal with. But I don't know if that's true. I think this actually helps you fight anyone. I think this purely is like a brain play more than anything else. It's more of an IQ test implementation than something that is relying on RNG or just money or anything. I think this actually could potentially be a huge improvement for the game. And maybe I'm completely wrong. Like, maybe it's going to end up being really frustrating in the end, but whether or not it's good or bad, I think this is a really good thing to actually test in the game. And I'm very thankful that they actually thought of something like this, because I would never have suggested something like this because it sounds weird in my head, I guess. But like when you see it like this in the game, it just seems, wait, that's actually a really interesting idea and fixes some of the problems with drafting just in general and just adds so much depth. So I think this is amazing. Also, for anyone wondering, the characters at the bottom, this is like a custom round mode thing, so like ignore that. Also, I don't know why Lilibet is a water mage, but also ignore that. Yeah, great to test this during preseason rather than during the last week of RTA like they like to do stuff. But yeah, this might really help second pick as well. So yeah, I'm just really excited about this. Really cool to try. And also, Dragon Bride SENYA seems really interesting. I think with the balance patch and ML SENYA and this new change, it might completely change the entire game. Like, honestly, the whole game might completely change how people have to play. We'll have to see how Brigitta is in a few hours, but wow, I'm already pretty impressed by some of the stuff I'm seeing. And I wish Smallgate was doing this a little bit more often because this is actually really cool.